YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host TKK, and we're almost wrapping the year up. If you haven't seen my Christmas vlog that was posted on Christmas Day, please do check it out. I had a great time with my family, my children, bringing in that holiday. It was the first time we had really celebrated that in the traditional fashion of opening gifts, and it was a great experience, man. So, you know, if you were in a slump and you just need a little bit of joy, see some kids having a great time, do check that video out. But today we are taking a look at the Stadia application that was introduced to the LG OLED television platform earlier this month. So this application actually came out December the 7th. It is now December the 27th. So 20 days later, I've been really busy with work. I'm here to check it out. So I got some talking points we're going to go over with it. We're actually going to check it out together, right? So I have not set it up. I haven't played it, so I don't have an opinion. You're going to get a fresh opinion here through this video. So I've got my TV sitting idle. And so I'm going to hit the home button. The application comes in at about 120 megabytes in terms of size, so not overly big. We did try out the GeForce application from NVIDIA, which I was really let down with that. Tried it wired and wireless, and it just wasn't a great opportunity. So here we are with Stadia. I'm going to go ahead and get logged in. After you get the application downloaded, you're going to need to get things set up. I'm going to log in, and then we'll pan right back. All right, and real quick before we actually get the Stadia application going, as you can see, I do have a gaming PC to the right of my TV. I do utilize Ubisoft Plus, great subscription. It's a Netflix, if you will, but you're not actually streaming content. You're downloading games and playing games. I enjoyed it a lot. A big Assassin's Creed fan. Let me actually give some context. Not a fan of the original Assassin's Creed games. Loving the current trilogy that started with Origins. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is just the greatest thing ever to me. It just meets my play style and what I needed. And then Valhalla, I'm loving the story and the depth, how big the game is. They got a big expansion coming. Biggest thing I hated about Valhalla was that the combat was too easy. Odyssey, I played it on the hardest difficulty. I turned off my health. I turned off my opponent's health. I just loved that challenge. Valhalla just felt too easy. However, they updated the game along the way, and they made it where it was more challenging. Made it where if enemies hit you, you definitely felt it. So anyway, I do pay Ubisoft about 15 bucks is what I was paying them prior to this video. I just recently upgraded to the subscription at $17.99. So I was paying $14.99. Now I'm paying $17.99. I'm getting billed for that, as you can see. January 27th will be the next time I get charged. Today is December 27th, as I said in the beginning of this video. So I just did the upgrade. What the upgrade offers me, right, gives me the whole platform to play all of their games on PC, right? It also gives me access to an array of AAA titles on the Stadia platform. So again, it kind of ties in. If you are like me, you play on a PC, you're desktop gaming, and you have Ubisoft, you love Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, a lot of the other games that they do have, and you pay them $15 a month, this might be something for you to consider. Whether or not I will keep this subscription past January the 26th really is going to come down to my thoughts in this particular video. So not trying to bloat the video with talk time, but I want to let you guys know there's an opportunity for you to pay a little bit more to get Stadia Plus, Ubisoft Plus, if you are interested in this. So again, let me get back to the Stadia application and we'll get logged in and go from there. All right, so we got past all the secrecy of account logging in. I got this thing situated. This is obviously a Google service. So if you have all of your authenticators and things like that in place, it'll be really smooth. Once I logged in, I had to go to my phone to give access. And now it essentially tells me I'm connecting the controller. Now I've never used this service before. So right now I'm using the LG remote. So it gives me an opportunity to either use a controller. It's got an image of obviously a PlayStation or an Xbox looking controller. Or it says you can use a phone as a controller, which I think is pretty dope for the convenience. So I'm going to connect the controller. Now it says I can do it wired to my TV or I can do it wirelessly. So I'm going to grab a wired controller and see how that works. And okay, so my controller choice is going to be this Nikon from Rig. I actually did a review on this, and I'm not ashamed to say it didn't do too good. So I'm going to go ahead and link it in if you can be so kind. Check out that. Let me know what you think. I kind of reviewed this plus the headset. This does Dolby, has some Dolby Atmos audio technology, but this thing comes with like a 9-foot USB cable, right? And it's got like that SNES feel to it. Feels really good. Auxiliary port on the bottom. So I'm going to plug this bad boy in and see if it connects right up to the TV for me. All right, so selecting connecting a controller brings you to a couple of opportunities. Asks you if you're going to be using the official Stadia controller, PlayStation, Xbox, other, or a phone. So I'm going to hit Xbox controller. So gives you different options here. Tells you how to pair up the USB. Bluetooth. Connecting USB, use a compatible micro USB cable. It's obviously assuming that you have like an original Xbox One controller. So I'm gonna go to, I'm not sure what I need to do. Let's go system settings. Okay. Automatically takes me to the system settings. This is where I would set it up if I was doing like a Bluetooth. So I've never tried to plug in like a wired controller. So I'm gonna get this figured out and then come right back. All right, I've got absolutely no connectivity when I go wired in with this controller. So that is very unfortunate because this is the longest controller that I have that's wired and it works really well. I also got no success when I went to an Xbox Series X controller. This is the newer one with the newer D-pad, using a USB-C cable, USB-C to the controller to USB-A to the TV, no connection, forced to pair it wirelessly. However, I went and used Spider-Man 4 Red PlayStation 4 controller using a compatible micro USB cable, and I have success. I am fully able to move menus through this thing, so it doesn't really matter at this point what I'm doing. This thing is acting as if it were my controller. So would love to see some support for some other connections. The fact that I can't use a newer Xbox controller because it's not a micro USB-C or micro USB cable is ridiculous. So I'm gonna go ahead and proceed through. And because this is a review, I went ahead and pulled out an original Xbox One controller, plugged it to the same USB or micro USB cable that I had the PlayStation controller just plugged to in the previous clip, and I have full connection. So, I mean, it said clearly plug a compatible micro USB cable. Like I said, I just think that there should be an update for that going forward to support USB-C. To give you an option outside of wireless connectivity, just in case you're like me and you have a wired controller that you would prefer. Okay, so controller connectivity aside, I am now using a wireless Xbox One controller. This is going to be my preferred method of playing. I absolutely enjoy the controller. But anyway, once you get that synchronized, it's just going through the settings of the TV. The app will walk you through it, and then you just use whatever physical combination to connect your controller on the Xbox. You just hit the button on top. Once that's connected, now I am physically controlling this using my Xbox controller, as you can see, right? So you can create an account, add an account. Already have an account set up. So as I said earlier in this video, I do pay for Ubisoft Plus. I have it linked in. I went through the PC and already made the logistics and did that. So the King Kindred is my Stadia account. Everything is public. So if you want to add me on there or whatever, feel free to do so. Getting the app set up. All right, so this is what we're met with. Riders Republic, it's an Ubisoft original. Let's see what we got. All right, so these are my games. As you can see, these are Ubisoft Plus. So all of these titles, you have access to some of the older Assassin's Creed games. So you can browse and buy games with the Stadia mobile app. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just try to load up Assassin's Creed. Let's go Odyssey. Man, I'm excited to try this. Dang it, this TV looks good, man. Thumbs up if you really, really love OLED technology. I will have a video coming out January 1st talking about the opportunities and my expectations on the Gen 2 of whatever this TV technology is going to be for 2022. All right. First things first, I want to see if there's a game counter. There's no game mode, so you do not get the, so much like the NVIDIA GeForce Now, you don't have access to the game bar feature. Social, okay, allow that. So once I get this going, I'm gonna see if we have any graphical settings or anything. Restricted scene. I don't know what that was about. Okay. Let's actually get into some combat. I'm gonna see how playable this thing is, man. Cloud gaming definitely has place. It does. It really does. Just letting this load up. Enable story creator mode. No. All right. Okay, so this is interesting. The first thing I'm noticing is that I don't have access to my content. This is the latest version of this game. Latest update is present. I could tell because it has the Assassin's franchise there. And that tells me that if I go there, it's going to talk about Valhalla and so forth. But I don't see like a continue game or anything like that. So that's a little disappointing just because I'm not playing my Ubisoft version of this. This is a whole fresh iteration of this. I thought this might have been like a cross-play type, a cross-platform type of experience, but it is not. But nonetheless, let's go to options, see what kind of options we have here. We've got brightness. I don't have any way to access any HDR settings within this game, okay? We'll go over to gameplay, aim assist. I don't need any aim assist. Off, photo mode, completely turn that off. Yeah, I mean, so bare bone, no real opportunities there to change any graphics. All right, so I'm gonna get this game rolling and then come back.
Have you ever gone fishing with your son?
Okay, so this is opening scene on Assassin's Creed. You have the ability to, if I hit any type of settings for this, it pauses. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna just skip this so I can get some gameplay so I can talk about latency. The starting scene will come out and there'll be a lot of fighting. You're playing with Alexios or Cassandra's stepfather. Kind of like in a 300 scene, so I'm gonna skip this. All right. This game does require some reactions. Latency's not bad. Looks like it's 1080p. Oh, nice. Go God mode. Bull rush. That attack kind of blinds everyone around. Okay. Go find this guy. Spartan kick. Work the light attacks, just get him down. Not perfect, but definitely playable. Much better than the GeForce Now streaming experience, I'll tell you that. Streaming definitely looks like 1080p. Unfortunate that you don't have any option to do anything higher, but maybe you do for different titles. I'm not really sure. 60 frames per second for sure. Oh, nice. Oh, God mode. Heavy, light, light, light. Roll in. Oh, that was nice. Spartan kick. I'll try to cancel out bull rush him. What? They didn't let me Sparta kick him? I think they changed that in the update where you couldn't do that. All right, well, let me conclude this part. All right, so upon hitting the Stadia button, there are a couple of settings you can mess around with. You can check messages. You can check your connection. And so my connection is excellent. I am wired up. I have a Velop mesh network system that is wired from a 1-to-1 ratio through my entire house. So it works pretty good. I do not have Google Stadia Pro, right? You can also check your controller and then you go to some options. Options are gonna give you opportunities for audio, either with your headset volume or your game volume through the TV display. So surround sound options, something that you're gonna have to have a Stadia Pro subscription for. That subscription does cost $10 a month, $9.99 to be specific. Automatic setting, you can do stereo or whatever is there. 5.1 is something you have to have Pro for, as you can see. It doesn't support like a 7.2 or anything like that. So no Atmos audio or anything like that. Performance opportunities, resolution, 1080p, which is nice. You can do 720p. 1080p has not been an option for me. It's not been a problem for me. 4K I cannot do. Like I said, before me even seeing these, I could tell it was 1080p. It is running at 60 frames though, so that's pretty awesome. It's nice that they don't restrict you to 30 frames per second, and you don't have to have a Pro in order to do that. And high dynamic range is definitely not an option. So if you have this TV, obviously you're going to want to see HDR. So those are going to be options. You don't have presets to the actual games. You rely on your actual subscription to the service for you to be able to take advantage of those opportunities. And for all I know, if you have the Pro, it might open it up in the game for you to be able to do different things like turn on HDR, to put on like 4K and things like that. I don't know what iteration of this game this could be. This obviously is dedicated strictly to this, because it's, even though I have the game through Ubisoft Plus, this is an entirely new version of the game. So I don't have any saved data. I don't have any way to access my Ubisoft data. I've put hundreds of hours into this game. So starting fresh tells me that this is a new version. So gonna get to a ending point of this video in a second, so I can just give you my thoughts. All right, and coming to my desktop where we're gonna actually get this video edited. I've got the list of Stadia Pro games pulled up. As I just said in the previous clip of this video, it's $9.99 for a Pro subscription. These are the games that are free, that are included with the Pro subscription. None of them work for me, right? So just kind of browsing through. There are 43 titles here that all come and give you the opportunity. Some of them you can try demos of, like Control Ultimate Edition, so it has all the DLC. You get 30 minutes of replay time. And good luck there, because Control is one of those titles where you will want to watch a lot of the cutscenes in the story. So that 30 minutes is only going to do you good, really, if you just want to taste. You want to get the mouth wet, mouth watered. Yeah, but none of the titles that I would use to play this are here. But, you know, I'm actually really excited for this. This is cool because now that I have this, I will be using it going forward. Not necessarily for my TV, but definitely for my phone. So one thing I did notice is from let me pull this up, from a mobile perspective, you know, it's there, right? So although I wouldn't pay $10 a month just for the subscription, adding another $3 onto my Ubisoft Plus subscription gives me the opportunity to play some Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Odyssey on the go. So now what I need to do is find me a nifty controller that's going to be great for my iPhone. So be prepared to see some kind of review of what I decided to go with to use this for at the top of the month in January. So let me get back to my TV setup and end this video. All right, who's this gonna be for? I don't really know. Maybe if you're that casual person, this is another nice feature and a really great way to top off the end of the year for any LG C1 OLED owners. Great opportunity. The more apps that you have that you can use on this beautiful TV, the better. I do have, as you can see, a full gaming desktop in my setup. Shout outs to my son. He got me this cool Bardock figure because I am the OG. And so I don't need to use a streaming platform to play PC games, to play games in high dynamic range, to play games in 4K, to play games in max settings. I play with a PC, and I don't really play console games here. I also don't use a desk. I have this PC in here because I have fully gotten away from a desk to using just a living room space scenario. The service is good. This is better than the GeForce experience. Less latency. Setup's pretty easy. The download isn't too massive. I don't know why the GeForce application is also larger. I think it was like 300 megabytes. This is only 120 megabytes. Highly recommend it. Give it a shot, but wouldn't marry to it. If you've got a console, I would prefer playing local. Also, the Xbox cloud gaming is by far the best cloud experience you can play, in my opinion. I think it just offers the best opportunity and representation of that. But this is a nice feature if you got a C1. If you got any questions, let me know. Something I missed. This is an in-depth review. So shout outs to the subscriber. I can't remember your name right now. I'm sorry. You shot me the idea to do this video, and I told you I'd do it. So that's all I got. Till next time. Peace.